R. Mitchell Company of Boston 3-tube regenerative receiver, SCARDE type AD2, covering a wavelength of 150 to 630 meters. Tapped RF wavelength coil with rotating tickler coil inside. Variable condenser, station selector, tuner. 3 Cutler hammer rheostats to control the emission of the filaments, thus controlling volume. Knobs from left to right. The big left knob is the tuning. Second knob is the switch for wavelength. The third big knob is the regeneration. The fourth knob is detector rheostat. The fifth knob is first audio frequency amplifier. The sixth knob is the second AF amplifier. The holes in the front panel are to monitor the vacuum tubes and check to see if they're glowing properly. Long wave radio beacon. (160 meters AM).
The masonry jars? Were they made of concrete? No, mason jars. Oh. I have a flashlight in this light showing the antenna. Yeah. I don't see guys, if it is, there'll be one LO light. Yeah, good luck. Fine, I'm doing. Alright, so you sign out for the night, though? Well, if I can't get the SWR down, I have a feeling the tree branches are pushing the feed line right down to the ground. It's not a good thing. So I'm going to go inspect. And if it doesn't look good, RFD, KBW. Alright, maybe I'll be back down after I'm done up there and have my door finished.
Detector rheostat. 3 audio jacks, left to right. The left jack is the detector. The middle is the first AF amplifier. The third jack is the second AF amplifier. The detector rheostat is above the detector jack. The first AF rheostat is above the first AF jack. The second AF rheostat is above the second AF jack. Unlike my previous video of my Sonora Model C, the jacks are not switched. So to save on the battery, you would just turn down the rheostat for every tube to the right of the jack that you're using. Turn the rheostat knob completely counterclockwise, turns off the filament emission, and switches off that tube. The radio is turned on and turned off in this way by using the filament rheostats. By using the appropriate jack and shutting off all the rheostats to the right of that jack, you can save on your battery. When using headphones, plug into the detector jack, shutting off the first and second AF amplifier rheostat. Turn the detector rheostat up until you hear sound. You can plug in headphones a horn or a cone speaker into the middle jack for the first AF amplifier. Turn the rheostat directly above the middle jack until the tube lights up through the little window in front of the tube, the holes in front of the tube there on the front panel, and adjust for proper volume, making sure that the rheostat to the very right for the second AF stage is turned all the way down counterclockwise in the off position. Now the radio is being used as a 2-tube set. The detector stage and the first AF amplifier stage. For loudspeaker use, cone or horn speaker, you can plug into the third jack to the right, the second audio frequency amplifier jack, or you can hook the speaker up to the binding post on the top right that say LS for loudspeaker. Turn the rheostat above the second AF jack up until the tube glows in the front panel windows until you get proper volume. The second AF audio jack is switched, so if you have a speaker hooked up to the binding post for speaker, it will shut off that speaker when you plug into the jack. When using the second AF jack or the loudspeaker binding post, now the set is using all 3 tubes, a detector, and 2 stages of audio frequency amplifiers. Front panel left binding post, antenna and ground. A and B battery binding post, front panel lower right. Tuning knob and vernier, band switch, regeneration knob and vernier. Pull back the vernier dials for coarse tuning, push in for fine tuning. Use the tuning knob marked COND, that's for condenser, to select your station that you are tuning to. Use the knob marked IND for inductor. That controls the tickler coil and the regeneration, the feedback, making the signal stronger, amplifying the signal, making it stronger. You can use this to a critical point where it'll start to oscillate. Once you start hearing squealing, back it off a slight bit. You can tune it really fine to get CW, Morse code signals, or if you back it down just beyond that critical point, you can receive AM signals. It is also possible to receive sideband by carefully adjusting the regeneration control. With practice, you'll be able to tune across the band with one hand on the tuning knob and one on the regeneration knob.
McKnight has spent many an afternoon on the front porch of her small white house in Porterdale, Georgia. My granddad lived here, and he moved, and then my parents moved out in this house. McKnight, who's
in 1971, Dick and Betsy Sampson had 5 young children and big dreams. 50 years later, the company they started in their Winchester home protects thousands of families across New England. American Alarm. 50 years of security. American Alarm. 50 years of innovation. American Alarm. 20s most of the day. Clear tomorrow night. Lows will be in the 20s. Then a really nice weekend on the way with a good deal of sunshine. High 54 Saturday. High Sunday between 55 and 60. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson, WBZ, Boston's News Radio.
And yes, we are starting to see that switch over in northern and western areas through parts of the Berkshires. Western New Hampshire, southern Vermont, seeing the snow developing there where temperatures are now in the mid-30s. But really for those of us in central and eastern Nicole Davis, WBZ, Boston's News Radio.
Well, good evening, everybody, and